After a long preparation period, the show Tunka l'Aventure starts its tour through the villages. The area around Kati, which was chosen for the project, is an agricultural and pastoral area of fairly recent migration, unlike other areas, such as Kayes, for example, which have been areas of caravan activities for centuries.
Ici, les familles nous disent qu'elles ne savent pas toujours les dangers de la route. Et même ceux qui partent, c'est pas tout le monde qui s'informe.
Le problème est là, on expose le problème. Qu'est-ce que toi tu en penses? Toi tu peux dire je suis contre, je suis pour. C'est comme quand on allait jouer à Dioga. Il y avait des artistes, comédiennes aussi qui étaient là, qui sont habitués à faire des sensibilisations. Quand on a fini, ils disent non, mais à la fin, il fallait que vous fassiez genre, un monologue à la fin pour donner votre point de vue. Et je les ai dit, oui, vous avez raison, nous on n'est pas venus pour donner des solutions. On est venu exposer le problème. Ils font des pièces de théâtre et vers la fin, ils donnent une leçon de morale. On ne peut pas dire à quelqu'un ne part pas, mais on dit que ce phénomène tue beaucoup de personnes.
Il y a pas mal qui ont dans la tête, ok, l'Europe, c'est de l'autre côté, là-bas, tout est beau, c'est l'Eldorado. La vie est belle.
Il faut être courageux pour partir. Il faut les respecter. Vous faites la publicité dans les télévisions, dans les internets et vous montrez que votre pays, c'est beau à vivre, il y a la liberté d'expression, mais pour que vous plaignez que les gars ne viennent. Ils vont venir. Si tu viens me dire aujourd'hui, Thomas, chez moi c'est mieux que chez toi et tu me montres les images et j'ai envie, mais un jour je vais me lever, il ne faut pas être étonné un jour de me voir chez toi.
Les migrants. On y va.
C'est la première en Bambara.
Il suffit juste de désactiver la fonction française, l'application française et puis ça y est.
Tunka is set in Africa, in a reception center for migrants expelled from Europe. Very often, these migrants cannot go back to the village because of haunt, the shame of failure and the guilt toward the family that invested their money on them. One of these migrants proposes theater as a means of survival and to process their pain. So they begin to tell their own stories. The director of the center is very worried about the oddities of the theater. The Bambara word Tunka is translated into French by the Malians as l'aventure, the journey of luck, which has no other goal other than to search for profit wherever it is. The show covers all the reasons for and ways of this journey, the journey that the Europeans call irregular migration, from what makes it such, that is the impossibility of a regular migration by plane, not only less risky but also cheaper. The real dream denied to the people of these villages by European migration policies, to being forced to travel in an overloaded jeep through the desert, or on foot, or on boats on the sea. As these images are recurrent in the interviews of the project, they are the first images that the play, in the form of popular theatre, gives forth.
Toutes les situations qui sont mises en scène et que vous allez voir sont tirées du vécu de nos enfants, de nos frères, de nos sœurs, de nos amis, bref, de tous ceux qui avaient pensé que les titres les amèneraient vers des lendemains meilleurs.
J'ai un message particulier à l'endroit des jeunes. C'est pour leur dire que le bonheur est ici. On cherche loin. Le Mali n'a même pas commencé son développement. J'ai fait une année en France. J'ai passé des nuits sans manger.
The migration stories told by the characters of the play are varied, but there are four that are most important. The first story is of Sheikh Omar, who, after escaping the organ trade in Libya, goes to Italy and works illegally, but is expelled after migration checks following a fight in a bar. He does not know how to tell his family, but the news of his return goes around the village and they prepare a great welcome.
Numéro 2290. Cheikh Omar Keita. Air France. Cheikh Omar Talo.
The scene of his return to the family, which is full of misunderstandings, is among the funniest and much loved by the villagers. Everyone, after having contributed to his travel expenses, thinks that with him wealth has arrived. But the ending is bitter. When Omar finds the courage to tell the truth, the whole family, in order to avoid the haunt in front of the village, asks him to leave at night so as not to be seen by anyone. All that remains is the solidarity of the companions of the reception center for expelled migrants.
Toma Aniche. Face à ma gagelle. Ah ok. Yes, il fera. On appelle le village.
La vie au village, c'est bon, non?
Ouais. C'est parce qu'on se la complique, c'est tout. Sinon, c'est là-bas on a tous grandi. Et quand on vient en ville, on retourne, on joue les petits benguis, alors qu'on n'est même pas blanc. Finalement, c'est même plus à quelle culture on appartient.
In Mali, it's often said that the city is Europe and the village is Africa. Seeing the welcome the theatre received in high migration-rated villages such as Fansirakoro, we must abandon the point of view that wants to see migration as a result of urban social decline. This one is a very organized community. It is integrated and tied to its traditions. Yet, migration from Mali to Europe starts from here. It is above all a rural phenomenon, and it mainly concerns villages like this one. The second story is of Sidi, who with his mother and sisters is welcomed to the village of Farakan by his uncle after the death of his father. Farakan is a rural village in the Koulikoro area, just like Guilly, where the caravan is welcomed with dances and songs. The two united families live off the production of legumes, especially tomatoes. Everyone works in the fields, production is going well until the rains arrive, increasingly heavier in recent years, destroying the road. Only a few trucks reach Farakan. The transport to the market is difficult, and overproduction causes tomato prices to fall. From 15,000 francs per basket, prices drop to 10,000, 5,000, 3,000 francs per basket.
2000 francs. Et puis ça va là. Et va donner ce qui est cassé en Farakan. On a clangé ce qui est cassé du gouvernement. On a sur l'automatique tout là fait mobile là. On se fait. Il m'a c'est qui t'en fait joli. 200. Chauffeur tché. Me fait qui demande de. Tomati c'est qui qu'elle dormait binani. Et là. C'est ta maquille en Farakan. Il y a qui d'abord. On va l'argent.
Sidi bears witness to the moment when his uncle tramples all the tomatoes produced by the family with his feet. And then kills himself. Sidi goes to the town and finds a job in bus maintenance. He decides to live with a group of peers. From Bamako to Tillabéri, the group brings together other young people. There are now 100 of them. They face the desert. Only 15 of them reach Algiers. They face the sea, but the boat capsizes. Only 5 of them are rescued by humanitarian organizations and arrive in Spain.
Nei Espagne lo yoromna kamin kono tarampla ni mo wawre ambe bi farafi nei Espagne lo yoromna fana allo gara dugu manka momblo manka aleko nikon menane fe san kono to lonkele yangwe.
The other 2 stories are not told in their entirety because of how hard they are to tell. Madu's story is revealed through references and undertones. His friend Bukhari convinces him to leave to find treatment for his younger brother's malnutrition. His friend pays for the journey. In order to survive in the desert, Madu does not share his water with his friend and lets him die. Oppressed by guilt, with the last of his friend's money, he embarks on a rubber dinghy. He is saved in the storm by the Coast Guard and is imprisoned. Then he is transferred to a forced labor site. He then returns with very little money, now useless, to his little brother. He decides not to tell his story. The last story is not even told through allusion. It can be perceived from the behavior of 2 girls who, in different ways, have faced violence and torture in Libya.
Madame, vous venez d'où? Burkina, Mali, Niger, Côte d'Ivoire, Sénégal.
Particular importance has been given to the participation in the schools of the 4 rural municipalities of the project, also thanks to the collaboration of their teachers and principals. The protagonists of the caravan used theatre to reflect on the Tunka through different ways of plays and games, together with the potential migrants of tomorrow.
Rares sont ceux qui arrivent.
Rares sont ceux qui reviennent.
Préférons rester que de mourir pour rien.
Ce qui m'intéresse le plus, c'est ce qu'on reçoit après le spectacle. Dans ce que les populations nous disent à propos du spectacle, c'est très touchant. Ils nous remercient de leur avoir apporté quelque chose, mais moi j'estime qu'à travers ce qu'ils disent, ils nous donnent plus que nous leur donnons. Ils donnent un sens même à ce que nous faisons.
Je ne savais
pas que les enfants souffraient de la sorte.
Il y a un sens. C'est vrai qu'on a eu plus de femmes, d'enfants, un peu de vieux. Les vieilles, bon, les jeunes hommes par exemple, qui vont plus en aventure, on ne les voit pas beaucoup quand on joue. Mais cette pièce a un impact. Parce qu'à la fin du spectacle, les gens, les femmes généralement, quand elles prennent la parole, ils disent que c'est bien de leur faire voir ce que leurs enfants vivent. Il y a un vieux qui a dit qu'après avoir vu ce spectacle-là, lui, il ne va plus cautionner que son enfant prenne la course. Parce qu'il a eu un aperçu des dangers de ces jeunes braves. Mais ça a un impact. Et les enfants, je ne peux pas dire quel effet le spectacle a sur les enfants. Mais c'est sûr qu'ils ont ça gravé quelque part dans la mémoire et le spectacle va faire du chemin dans leur tête. Comment? Je ne saurais le dire. Mais pour les femmes, ça c'est très clair, elles le disent. Elles disent que quand tu imagines ce que les gens vivent pendant la traversée, tu ne peux pas dormir tranquille pendant que ton fils est parti. Ou quand ton fils veut partir, tu ne peux plus dormir tranquille. Du coup, ça a un impact.
The tour was organized also thanks to the collaboration of the returning migrants interviewed at the beginning of the project. Perhaps one of the most immediate and tangible results of the project is the creation of local association of returning migrants in collaboration with the organization of the Malian diaspora in Italy and in Europe.
Les immigrés de retour, nous avons jugé nécessaire de créer une association à Diagoulou Dossi.
Bon, on est Diagoulou Sigi. On tan ani duru. On mala parce que ndi ado o banadem sera mo soro. Mais on ya do ngaba. Fon fe mala on mo do. Bon, nere ko ni ne foni de sera nte ni siba mo la. Ndako kata ndara to no kata te. Parce que ka keni we chatri numbo ne bulu chatri ra maka kera réalité ne bulu parce que on flanga fam munu mo chatri la ni munu ma yo bulu chatri do nda amunu ay chatri te quoi ya kuma parce que on flanga imino ko no jiga an semaine kele ne ga me jiga ko jiga
Mais pourquoi s'échauffer avec tout ce chaud?
Non, ça c'est pas suffisant. Il faut tirer les muscles.
La pauvre Diana sans la voix. Et... Tu veux dire quelque chose pour
Oui,
pour la presse internationale?
Tunka is a very small action in the face of migration. It is only theater. But it has done what the theater can do, that is, offer a space for reflection to the communities of these villages. The next action to decrease the diaspora would be to intervene on what causes it. The unsustainability of agriculture in a completely rural area, in the face of population growth, of climate change, in the face of the lack of conservation and transformation techniques, of the products of the wet season and the lack of irrigation to produce in the dry season. It makes sense to think that with wells, dams, roads, solar panels, refrigerators, means of processing, a large percentage of migration from these areas can disappear. That of necessity. For this reason, the project with other actions also aimed to inform young people about the alternative opportunities to irregular migration. But these opportunities in Mali are still few and far between. And for the Europeans, it should be time to openly recognize and censor their need for manpower for their agriculture, taking migration away from their underworld, regularizing a phenomenon they need, and opening channels of legal immigration. Beyond all this, the aventure will always remain. Migration for beneficial gain, choice, curiosity, training, personal safety, escape from pain. That part of migration, as old as man, is a right, sanctioned by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Europeans use it daily, while the African people can only use it at their own risk.